The following is scheduled for a 1-hour time limit and is anything goes. Introducing, coming from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, in the Trib Live Radio Studios, WrestleZone.com reporter and columnist Justin Lepar. And his opponent, you. Call, tweet, email, because you can go one-on-one with Justin Lepar in Wrestling Reality right now on Trib Live Radio.
I got a sleeve of notes on each arm. I'm ready to do the show. Wrestling Reality here on Trib Live Radio every single Tuesday, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you for joining us wherever you might be. And we have quite the show to talk about as we are coming off a Raw highly anticipated because it had the return of the Great One live on Monday Night Raw. That was The Rock. We got a big show. We're going to talk about The Rock and John Cena. We're going to talk about an exclusive I posted yesterday about Vince McMahon giving orders to the WWE roster regarding working very safe with John Cena until WrestleMania. We're also going to be joined by veteran promoter, and wrestling commentator David Hero a little bit later on the show. All that and more. Let's get into last night's Monday Night Raw, coming from Portland, Oregon, the state that, well, when the athletic commissions used to regulate this kind of thing, WWE never was going to Oregon, so big deal for the Oregon crowd. They were fired up. It was a good crowd. CM Punk comes out first for his match against World Heavyweight Champion Daniel Bryan, but first, before that, Chris Jericho. Finally, with the match made and on an even playing field, the verbal showdown between the two begins. It was long, but it was still good. It was a perfect example of two guys who are good, they know they're good, they know their strengths, and are writing and booking their angle. Make no mistake, there was no memorizing of a script verbatim. They are going out there, they're the ones writing and improving their own characters, what they were going to say and the direction it was going to go. They're doing the writing and the booking of what's going to happen each week, and it shows how talented they are and how well it is working. CM Punk versus Daniel Bryan. We're not going to get this match with a clean, decisive finish ever until it's a match at a pay-per-view as a payoff in a big bill, but that's okay. Any minutes that we get these two in the ring are valuable, exciting minutes. The match is a no contest after interference and chaos, and I'm thrilled with the opening quarter of Raw. CM Punk and Jericho get furthered. Teddy Long and Laurinaitis outside on commentary getting furthered. Sheamus and Daniel Bryan get furthered with a Sheamus appearance. And then Jericho comes out one more time, sneak attack, gets the physical edge on CM Punk by slamming him on the stage and putting on the Lion Tamer, putting on the walls of Jericho, crossing the storylines, letting them all combine. That's creative booking. That's the way to do it. Kelly versus Nikki Bella. Bellas look great. Kelly won, but the Bellas still look great. It's time for John Cena and The Miz. The Miz cuts a promo about being disrespected, not even having a match yet for WrestleMania. He was beat by John Cena. It was a cleaner than clean victory for Cena. He does the attitude adjustment, then he makes him tap at the STFU. This is all in about 5 minutes time. And then when they go to commercial, it's a WWE.com exclusive, Triple H comes out and pedigrees The Miz after The Miz was demanding for a WWE authority figure or official to give him a WrestleMania match. 330-something days ago, it was Miz and Cena in the main event for WrestleMania. And that match was 20 minutes plus, and The Miz retained the title. My, how the awesome have fallen. Triple threat tag match, Primo and Epico against Kofi Kingston and R-Truth against Jack Swagger and Dolph Ziggler. Exciting match. Makes Ziggler, he looks a little bit out of place. I mean, because he's been in a far greater consistent level and heights than the rest of those guys recently have. But otherwise, very entertaining, very fitting for everybody. Not really logical. I mean, you think about it. Truth and Kofi beat the tag champs last week in a non-title contest. So now this week, they have to fight against two tag teams? Nonetheless, Primo and Epico get the win, and out comes Kane. If you had a keen eye, you would have seen the pyro set up on the ring posts. Kane comes out and he chokeslams and destroys everyone. Kane did not. He did not. I repeat, did not bury anyone. I'm going to talk about this later on. A major pet peeve of mine is the misused application and definition of the term bury by wrestling fans. Kane didn't bury anyone. He needed to be reintroduced into programming. They put a whole bunch of bodies out there who just had a lengthy, fast-paced, exhausting match. The match was over with the winner and the champs retaining, and all of those bodies were used for mass quantity of destruction to remind everyone who Kane is. That isn't burying. That's furthering more than one story in a segment. I'm not being cocky, I'm not being a smartass. I'm going to give you a good definition and a way to look at the term burying. And if you think that I'm being cocky or you think that I'm being arrogant, you're likely one of the ones who's misusing the word bury. So how can I take your judgment seriously? More Teddy Long and John Laurinaitis bickering. The WrestleMania payoff seems to be shaping up. We'll talk about that and the possibility of a returning star being a part of that match later on in this show. Eve comes out and gets a good reaction for a diva giving a monologue promo in the ring. Think about it. A live in-ring promo with just one diva. No guys involved, nothing else. This is a rarity. By herself, talking about how any guy would be privileged to be used by her, and it's their problem, they are too weak to resist her. I like this promo, okay? Kudos to whoever wrote it. All right, she's not pulling a Jericho Punk. She's not writing her own stuff, but the writer in this case did a good job, whoever was writing that one. How interesting this becomes, I don't know. Likely she gets teamed up with a heel superstar, eventually battling Ryder and a face diva. Will it be entertaining? We'll see. But for Eve flying solo in the ring last night, I thought it was a big moment for her. Cody Rhodes and Mark Henry versus Big Show and Sheamus. Big Show and Sheamus get the win. If it's Cody Rhodes versus Big Show at Mania, nothing against either guy personally, but I wouldn't cry if that match got moved to the dark match for timing reasons. I just don't care. Rock comes out, cut his promo. It wasn't 2 minutes in, and I had tweeted, "That ain't no tattoo on his wrist." It's just an observation, not bashing The Rock for having notes on the wrist. Hell, I've had to memorize several pages of a promo to speak in ring live, and it ain't the easiest thing to do to memorize it correctly and deliver it effectively. Not bashing him, just surprised. The Rock talks about how he's never leaving again, how that wasn't meant to be taken literal. He then makes more things trend like Kung Pao bitch. Finally, Cena comes out. Cena was quick, but to the point. Says he used to be a fan of The Rock until he realized that he's a self-centered SOB, and he figured that out when he met him. Cena says that he will beat him at Mania, and The Rock can trend all he wants, while Cena kicks his ass. I give this round to John Cena. The Rock is entertaining. You can't help but laugh at the things he says, but John Cena is looking better. How many times can The Rock make ridiculous phrases trend before it's no longer cool? Or at least not original. The Rock is entertaining, but he also gets an endless amount of time, and he has free will to break whatever guidelines of language and content he wants. He can say babyface. He can say words that otherwise wouldn't be allowed to be said by other superstars. Cena comes out and just said, trend all you want, but what good is it to trend if you're getting your ass beat at WrestleMania? Bottom line, second straight week, I'm more excited for the match than I was the week before, and this ain't ever going to change. Real life animosity makes for a great WrestleMania main event. We'll talk about all that more. We'll talk about the Vince McMahon exclusive. We'll talk about the term burying in a little bit. WWE's finances not in a good place. Where Teddy Long and Johnny Ace is going, plus David Hero and all coming up later. 412-320-7925. Sports Talk at tribweb.com. Or you can tweet me at Justin LeBar here on Trib Live Radio.